A country that once sent people to the moon now struggles to fly from New York to Dallas. It sounds unbelievable, but this is the reality of America today. Over 3 million passengers are stranded, and thousands of flights are canceled. Air traffic controllers, the people who guide planes in the sky, are working without pay. The planes still take off, but the trust in the system has crashed. In Dallas, people sleep on airport floors, and in New York, flights are delayed for hours. Meanwhile, in Washington, leaders keep arguing instead of fixing the problem. People are asking, who is really running America right now? When those who protect the skies can't even afford to live, something is deeply wrong. This isn't just a flight crisis, it's a mirror of America's broken politics and economy. Thousands of air traffic controllers are still working, but they have no money left. It sounds like a joke, but this is America in the 34th week of the shutdown. These workers are not politicians in fancy offices. They are people sitting in front of radar screens, keeping planes safe every second. One small mistake could cost hundreds of lives. But they're working with heavy minds, thinking about unpaid bills and family needs. When the government froze spending, these workers had to keep going without pay. No salary, no guarantees, no idea when they'll get money again. Every time a plane takes off, they stay focused while their lives fall apart. Their minds are split between duty and debt, between safety and survival. A nation once proud of discipline is now surviving on exhaustion. In New York, 80% of controllers stopped showing up during the 5th week of the shutdown. In Texas, flights were grounded because there weren't enough supervisors. Across the country, millions of passengers were stranded by political failures. Behind every delayed flight is a family missing something important. A father misses his child's graduation. A mother can't attend her husband's funeral. Even a veteran waiting to fly home one last time gets stuck at the airport. When the radar went silent, the whole country seemed to stop. A nation that once touched the moon is now trapped in its own sky. People joke online calling America, land of the free, home of the unpaid. It's funny and sad at the same time. People are asking, why can't a $27 trillion economy pay those who protect lives? If millions of passengers' safety depends only on loyalty, not on a working system, then the American skies are flying on promises, not trust. This is not just their story. It's the story of everyone depending on this system. If those who control the skies must choose between food and duty, how long can the planes keep flying safely? The crisis doesn't stop in airports. It spreads to the stock market too. When the government can't take off, neither can the stocks. One warning from the transportation secretary caused airline stocks to crash. He said if the shutdown continues, parts of U.S. airspace may have to close. Within hours, shares of Delta, United, and American Airlines fell sharply. Billions of dollars vanished from the market in just one day. For many Americans, that loss hit their pensions and life savings. The stock market isn't afraid of bad news. It's afraid of uncertainty. Just like passengers panic when the pilot says nothing during turbulence. And right now, America is flying without knowing who's in control. A former engineer in Texas said he spent his life keeping airplanes safe. Now he sits at home watching his company's stock fall and laughs bitterly. In Florida, a retiree lost a year's worth of insurance savings in a single week. Trust is falling faster than stock prices. While planes are delayed, the stock market is falling like a jet losing power. The U.S. aviation system was once known for its precision and strength. Now it feels like a plane without direction, with tired workers and fearful passengers. When the market crashes, wallets hurt. But when faith crashes, the whole nation shakes. A country that loses faith is like a plane that runs out of fuel mid-air. The FAA admits it is short of over 3,500 air traffic controllers. That means each person is doing the work of 2 or 3 people every day. It's not just a job anymore, it's a mental battle. They monitor hundreds of planes at once, each decision carrying lives. While others sleep, they fight to stay awake and focused. While others eat, they survive on coffee and worry. A nation known for technology still depends on tired human beings. Automation can't replace them yet, and exhaustion has no backup system. In one day, more than 6,000 flights were delayed and 500 were cancelled. Behind those numbers are people losing money, time, and trust. These workers are not just controlling air traffic, they are holding up the country. But the pressure is crushing them. One mistake could destroy hundreds of lives, and they know it every second. A controller once said, "You can do it right 10,000 times, but one mistake stays forever." That quote shows the pain of all who try to keep order in chaos. Meanwhile, in Washington, politicians argue over who is to blame. It's like a plane shaking while the pilots argue about who forgot the checklist. How high can a nation fly when its protectors are tired and unpaid? If they fail not from mistakes, but from exhaustion, what happens next? Because tiredness is only the beginning. Paralysis comes next, and it's already starting to show. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy warned that if this continues, he may have to close parts of U.S. airspace for safety reasons. Not because of weather or war, but because of politics. America is now grounded by its own government. Every day the shutdown continues, thousands of flights are delayed. Almost 3,000 in a single day, from Houston to Phoenix. Passengers are waiting. Businesses are waiting. The whole economy is waiting. A small business owner in Florida said, "The government isn't flying, and I'm not selling." It sounds like a joke, but it's the truth. Everything is stuck in the air because leaders can't agree on the ground. This isn't just a budget crisis anymore. It's a power struggle between political sides. Both claim to fight for the people, but the people are the ones stranded, waiting for their country to take off again. It seems that the people are the ones standing in long lines at airports. While leaders argue about who is right, 13,000 controllers keep working without pay. Over 50,000 TSA officers still check luggage, unsure if they can pay rent next month. Is this national duty or the price of stubbornness? Ironically, in America right now, only 2 things work regularly: taxes and delays. Taxes are still collected on time, but flights are getting later every day. On TV, politicians talk about necessary sacrifices, but would they wait 3 hours at airports? It's always ordinary people who suffer: workers, retirees, fathers trying to go home. This is not just an aviation crisis. It's a mirror of modern America, where everything runs on patience, not efficiency. The world's largest democracy cannot run its airports if the government falls asleep. And in all that chaos, the first to suffer are not banks or corporations, but common people. If the government can stop the entire sky, what will stop next? Because this problem isn't just about flights or politics. It will soon reach every dinner table, wallet, and American family. A delayed flight doesn't just make you late for a meeting. It slows down the entire economy. When a plane doesn't take off, the U.S. supply chain stops too. Your flight is delayed in Dallas, and even the beef you'll cook tonight is stuck. Every day of airline delays costs the U.S. millions in lost productivity. That means Amazon packages arrive late and vegetables reach stores too late. Gasoline, milk, and meat prices rise just because the skies are crowded. A pound of beef now costs almost as much as cheap sneakers. Not because of fewer cows, but because flights carrying goods are delayed. From the runway to the dinner table, America feels the chain reaction of a tired system. A couple in Ohio said they drove 8 hours instead of flying for 2. Not because they wanted to, but because they no longer trust the system. That loss of trust is the real cost. Money can be earned again, but trust is hard to rebuild. While people count every gallon of fuel, politicians still argue over blame. One side blames the other while passengers keep hearing, "Your flight is delayed." America, once proud of being on time, is now the example of stagnation. The real cost is not on the balance sheet, it's in daily life decisions. A retiree cancels a trip because ticket prices doubled. A worker cuts hours because they can't travel easily. A small business delays contracts because air cargo isn't operating. And all of this happens because people keeping the skies safe aren't paid. If the economy can break because a few thousand people aren't paid, how strong is it? From airports to homes, America is learning an expensive lesson. When one small part stops working, the whole system falls apart. But as everyone blames each other, something deeper is collapsing: trust. After delays, stock losses, and broken promises, America faces a new crisis: loss of confidence. Everyone says it's not their fault, and that's why no one takes responsibility. The FAA blames the government. The government blames the opposition. Airlines say they're just victims. Sound familiar? "It's not our fault" has become the nation's favorite excuse. The problem isn't salaries anymore, it's a system too tired to care. Everyone assumes someone else will fix it. Meanwhile, planes are grounded and trust keeps shrinking. Older Americans say this feeling isn't new, they've seen it before. "I used to believe in the government," one man said. "Now I only trust my watch." A father in Wisconsin says his son asked, "Why are all flights delayed, Dad?" He didn't know how to answer. That's not a plane losing balance, it's trust falling apart. America once led the world in aviation, but now it's just drifting on momentum. Meetings, excuses, and empty chairs have replaced innovation and leadership. Faith was once the invisible fuel that kept the nation moving. It made people believe that America would always rise again. But when trust breaks, everything becomes fragile: the economy, markets, and spirit. This skepticism is not just in airports, it's everywhere. People doubt announcements, numbers, and promises. A nation doesn't collapse overnight, it disappears slowly as trust fades away. If the skies are no longer safe, what's left to believe in? Maybe this crisis is not just about aviation, but about human faith. Because when people stop believing in each other, even the sky loses direction. But if there's still hope, it lies in one question. What if the entire American sky went silent? Imagine waking up tomorrow to news: FAA closes US airspace until further notice. No more jet engines, no planes, just silence across the sky. Over 2 million passengers stranded, and the stock market collapsing. Fresh food, medicine, and cargo stuck between ground and air. A nation built on speed suddenly forced to stand still. The irony is, the more advanced America becomes, the more fragile it grows. A single small failure can now freeze the entire system. The crisis spreads globally from Asia's factories to the Middle East oil trade. All because a few thousand controllers couldn't work. It's the American butterfly effect: one argument in Washington grounds the whole world. Perhaps this is the only way to make Americans stay home when planes can't fly. Highways would jam, and the sky would be quiet for the first time in decades. A country that loved movement must learn to stand still. And when they can't move, maybe they'll finally look back and listen. Because this was never just about planes. It's about how a nation treats those who keep it safe. People in control towers watch over thousands of flights every night, unseen. But now, with silence in the sky, maybe America will finally listen to its own voice. Will the country only remember its sky guardians when the engines stop? When the noise fades, maybe the echo left is a question: have we forgotten why we fly? If the sky reflects America, maybe it's time the nation reflects too. Because sometimes, to hear the truth, the sky needs to fall silent first. If tomorrow the sky truly goes quiet, will America still be America? This isn't just a story about flights, it's about a nation learning humility. A country that believed it was unstoppable now must learn that nothing flies forever. From pilots and controllers to every waiting passenger, all are under the same sky. A sky filled with instability and fading faith. Can America regain its former glory, or must it land to repair its tired wings? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk openly, like friends discussing the nation we love. If this video speaks to you, please like and subscribe for more deep stories. Here, we don't just talk about the news, we decode what shapes America's future. All data comes from public sources, aiming to help viewers understand the truth behind headlines. The sky won't stay silent forever. But before it speaks again, we must relearn how to listen. See you in the next video as we keep flying through the turbulence of modern America.